President Lai, Mr. Robert Tsao, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, welcome. My name is Peter Van Prague, and on behalf of everyone who worked so hard to bring you this event, welcome to the very first meeting that my organization, HFX, is putting on outside of North America. Welcome to HFX Taipei. Every year since 2009, the leaders from the democratic world come to Canada for the Halifax International Security Forum. Over the years, it has become an important meeting place for what I like to call the good guys. For those of you who do not know where Halifax is, and fair enough, I think that probably many of you, it is almost the easternmost point of Canada on the North Atlantic Ocean, a long way from here. Halifax is a deep water port, and during both World War I and World War II was the launching off point for Navy and cargo ships headed across the Atlantic Ocean to supply the winning war effort in Europe. It is also just down the road from Pictou County, where the Honorable Peter MacKay grew up. It was Peter who arrived here just this morning, who started Halifax International Security Forum when he was Canada's Defense Minister. Peter MacKay, thank you for making the trip. I want to take a second to recognize and thank the HFX Board of Directors who are here today. Dr. Janice Stein, our board chair from Toronto, Canada, Ambassador Mark Lippert, our vice chair from the United States, Dr. Luis Rubio from Mexico City, Mexico, Mr. J.J. Omajua from Nigeria, and Mr. Dean Felk from Silicon Valley, also in the United States. Thank you for your commitment and for making the trip. And thanks to all of you who have traveled from every continent to be with us in Taipei at this important meeting. Jack McCain, General Ayer, thank you. And thank you, Mr. Robert Tsao, for your generosity and for making this meeting possible. Thank you, everyone from Taiwan, for your warm hospitality. It is an honor to be with you today, and especially you, President Lai. Thank you for being here to speak with us today. It is not a coincidence that my organization chose Taipei as its first meeting outside of North America. Taiwan is a vital democracy whose continued freedom and security is important not only to the people of Taiwan, but to the security of the entire world. We meet here today in this beautiful capital city of Taiwan exactly 80 years since United States Marines landed at Iwo Jima. Nearly 7,000 Marines died on a speck of an island thousands of miles from home and not too far from here to build a future where countries could not invade their smaller neighbors. 3 years ago next week, Russia invaded its smaller neighbor. I was there. I landed in Kiev from Istanbul on February 23rd and went from the airport to President Zelensky's office for a meeting with his national security advisor. President Zelensky was in the next room delivering a speech that explained to his country and to the world that the invasion was coming. I asked Alexei Danilov, the national security advisor, the key question: what is Ukraine going to do? He told me plainly, Ukraine will fight. Later that same night, Russia, unprovoked, attacked and invaded its smaller neighbor with military force. I could hear the bombing from my hotel room. Russia did not believe that Ukraine would fight, but President Zelensky's Ukraine fought. Ladies and gentlemen, it was because Ukraine fought that the world came together to support its heroic efforts. And President Zelensky's Ukraine is still fighting. Russia has more than 1 million dead and wounded young men. 1 million in 3 years of fighting. To put that into some perspective, Russia had just 50,000 casualties after 10 years of fighting in Afghanistan. And then Russia withdrew completely. So let's make no mistake. Despite tiny advances in the East over the past few months, Russia is spent, exhausted. Russia won't recover from the human cost of this war for at least a generation. And Russia did not achieve its military objectives, namely to capture Ukraine's capital city, murder President Zelensky, and install a pro-Kremlin leader. Russia began the war in Ukraine, and Russia lost the war in Ukraine. I know it, you know it, the whole world knows it. And now we meet at HFX Taipei to explore Taiwan's security. At question is whether we live in a world where large countries can freely intimidate and ultimately invade their smaller neighbors. Over the next 2 days, we will hear words like gray zone, lawfare, porcupine. We will explore what China might do, what the United States should do, and what the international community could do. But the key question, of course, is what is Taiwan going to do? Halifax, Iwo Jima, Kiev, Taipei. They are all connected in our shared fight for freedom and democracy, because it is democracy, and only democracy, that leads to opportunity, lasting peace, and security. It is an honor to be here in Taiwan, this vibrant democracy. And more than that, it is an honor, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce President Lai. A former doctor by training, President Lai is no stranger to making tough decisions. Having served as legislator, mayor, premier, vice president, and now president, he knows politics pretty well. Taken together, President Lai has been a steady pair of hands navigating Taiwan through unprecedented challenge. And so far, he is succeeding. His polls have steadily risen since inauguration. The economy is poised to take off. And last week, he announced major defense reforms that will bring Taiwan closer to the US and other democracies. All of this will make Taiwan safer and more prosperous. It brings me great pleasure to welcome President Lai to HFX Taipei. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Halifax International Security Forum, President Peter Van Praag, Madam Abe Ake, Mr. Robert Cao, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. To begin, I want to give a warm welcome to all the distinguished guests here at the very first Halifax Taipei Forum. The Halifax International Security Forum, held every year in Canada, has been an important gathering for freedom-loving nations worldwide. I would like to thank Halifax and President Van Praag for their strong support for Taiwan. Every year since 2018, Taiwan has been invited to participate in the forum. Last year, former President Tsai Ing-wen was invited to speak. And this year, Halifax has chosen Taiwan as the first location outside North America to hold a forum. As President Van Praag has said, while the security challenges ahead are too big for any single country to solve alone, there is no change that can't be met when the world's democracies work together. Today, we have world leaders and experts who traveled from afar to be here, showing that they value and support Taiwan. It demonstrates solidarity among democracies and the determination to take on challenges as one. I would like to express my gratitude and admiration to all of you for serving as defenders of freedom. At this very moment, Russia's invasion of Ukraine is still ongoing. Authoritarian regimes including China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran continue to consolidate. China is hurting economies around the world through its dumping practices. We face grave challenges to global economic order, democracy, freedom, peace, and stability. Taiwan holds a key position on the fourth island chain, directly facing an authoritarian threat. But we will not be intimidated. We will stand firm and safeguard our national sovereignty, maintain our free and democratic way of life, and uphold peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan cherishes peace, but we also have no delusions about peace. We will uphold the spirit of peace through strength, using concrete actions to build a stronger Taiwan and bolster the free and democratic community. I sincerely thank the international community for continuing to attach importance to the situation in the Taiwan Strait. Recently, U.S. President Donald Trump and Japan's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga issued a joint leader statement expressing their firm support for peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and for Taiwan's participation in international affairs. As we face a complex global landscape, I call on the international community to take the following actions. First, as authoritarianism consolidates, democratic nations must also come closer in solidarity. Just a few days ago, the top diplomats of the U.S., Japan, and South Korea held talks underlining the importance of maintaining peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. They also conveyed their stance against any effort to destabilize democratic institutions, economic independence, and global security. On these issues, Taiwan will also continue to contribute its utmost. I recently announced that we will prioritize special budget allocations to ensure that our defense budget exceeds 3% of GDP. Soon after I assumed office last year, I formed the Whole of Society Defense Resilience Committee at the Presidential Office. This committee aims to combine the strengths of government and civil society to enhance our resilience in national defense, economic livelihoods, disaster prevention, and democracy. We will also deepen our strategic partnerships in the democratic community to mutually increase defense resilience, demonstrate deterrence, and achieve our goal of peace throughout the world. Second, let's create long-range global supply chains for the democratic community to deter the expansion of authoritarianism. It must have strong technological capabilities. This can serve as the backbone of national defense, promote industrial development, and enhance economic resilience. So, in addressing China's race supply chain and the impact of its dumping, Taiwan is willing and able to work with global democracies to maintain the technological strength among our partners and build resilient long-range supply chains. As a major semiconductor manufacturing nation, Taiwan will introduce an initiative on semiconductor supply chain partnerships for global democracies. We will collaborate with our democratic partners to form a global alliance for the AI chip industry and establish democratic supply chains for industries connected to high-end chips. The achievements of today's semiconductor industry in Taiwan can be attributed to our collective efforts. Government, industry, academia, and research institutions have to overcome various challenges over the last 50 years for us to secure this position. We hope Taiwan can serve as a base for linking the capabilities of our democratic partners so that each can play a suitable role in the semiconductor industry chain and develop its own strength, deepening our mutually beneficial cooperation in technology. This benefits all of us. Moreover, it allows us to further enhance deterrence and maintain global security. Third, let's unite to usher in peace. China has not stopped intimidating Taiwan politically and militarily. Last year, China launched several large-scale military exercises in the Taiwan Strait. Its escalation of ground aggression now poses a grave threat to the peace and stability of the Indo-Pacific region. As a responsible member of the international community, Taiwan will maintain the status quo. We will not seek conflict. Rather, we are willing to enhance in dialogue with China under the principles of parity and dignity, and work toward maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. As the agenda of this forum suggests, democracy and freedom create more than just opportunities. They also bring resilience, justice, partnerships, and security. Taiwan will continue working alongside its democratic partners to create a bright new era. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you. I wish this forum every success. Thank you.
We're going to keep going. I would like to introduce Mr. Robert Tsao. This event would not be possible if not for Mr. Robert Tsao. His generous support brought HFX Taipei to life. Some of Taiwan's important friends are here in Taipei today because of him. We started having this discussion in the summer last year. Through HFX Taipei, I wanted to bring democracies together to see and understand why Taiwan deserves the international community's friendship and support. Robert, I think, wanted something a little bit different. He wanted the people of Taiwan to see that Taiwan was not alone and that it was part of a community of democratic partners willing to contribute to Taiwan's security. A wonderful match was born. We should be very proud of what we've accomplished here together. HFX Taipei brings our mission here. Building strategic cooperation among the democracies is what we do. And today, thanks to you, Robert, Taiwan is at the center of it. So let me give the floor to Robert Tsao so that he can share with us what we hope to accomplish over the next couple of days. Robert.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Halifax, for being here in Taipei. For the past 60 years, Halifax has been a powerful force bringing democracy together. It has consistently stood for freedom, justice, and opportunity, including in 2019, when it honored citizen protesters in Hong Kong, and in 2020, when it awarded former President Tsai Ing-wen for standing strong against the Chinese pressure. Last year, when we first began discussions about holding Halifax's first ever overseas event in Taiwan, we had one common objective: to use the power of democracy to strengthen Taiwan's security. We wanted the world to see Taiwan for what it is, a vibrant democracy deserving of international support. We also wanted to show the people of Taiwan that we do not stand alone. Today, this mission is more important than ever. As the international community is aware, the Chinese Communist Party is intent on the annexation of Taiwan by any means necessary. Through disinformation, economic coercion, military threats, and political disunion, they seek to divide our society, degrade our institutions, and destroy our democracy. They must not be allowed to succeed. This gathering brings together people from around the world to rally around the cause of democracy and the importance of Taiwan. From the US, Japan, Europe, and all corners of the world, we show that we are strong, united. I'm particularly grateful to Mrs. Akiabe, who, together with her late husband, former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, championed the cause of Taiwan and the friendship between Taiwan and Japan. And just as importantly, to the people of Taiwan, this event shows that Taiwan has a chorus of friends around the world. Despite our political differences here, we must come together for a greater good, the protection of our democracy and the way of life. We must fight back against China's effort to disenfranchise the people of Taiwan. And under President Lai's leadership, I'm confident we can succeed. I'm honored to be part of Halifax and proud to accept Peter's invitation to support this meaningful endeavor. I wish this event every success in the 2 days ahead. Thank you.
Okay, now please stay in your seats. We have a set change. It's not often or always that we have teleprompters, but that's what these are, and they're going to be removed. I'm going to introduce you to Nick Schifrin, who is going to moderate the next panel, and please stay in your seats and come and take this away.
In 40 years' time, do you think China will look more like Britain? Do you think, for example, there may be a democratically elected president?
So that's we come to the basic difference here. You believe yours is democracy, and we believe our system is democracy. We call it democracy of Chinese character.